Good evening, guys and dolls. It's Friday. It's the takeaway. It's me, TALKMU, Eddie, and Shah. Let's get the show on the road. Evening, gents. Talk, how you doing?
Yeah, bro, all good, all good. How you doing yourself? You all right?
I'm always good, man. You know what I'm like on a Friday, man. I've had a hard week delivering all of what I've been delivering. Now, chill mode for the next 48 hours. So I'm all good, man. Shah, how you doing?
Good, thank you very much, everyone. How's everyone? Good?
Good, man. Long time no see. Eddie, what's happening, big man?
Yes, man, doing all right, man. Thanks for having me on again. Looking forward to some good chat.
Hopefully we can get you smiling today, Eddie, man. I know United have been getting you down, man. Look,
yeah,
we've got one game left.
Down, man.
Yeah, well, listen, that's what we do, man. But look, man, we're here. It's the Friday night, man. We're here to put a smile on your face. But before we get any further, if you are new to it, if you are new to the agenda, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, you know what to do, man. Just hit that like button, yeah. Before we go, talk.
Yo,
what you got for me, man?
Okay, folks, you know how it rolls on the Friday night takeaway. Me and Mr. B and our guests, we like to just make things a little bit different. So we've got another spot the ball. I know you love spot the ball. We've just had a little conversation with Eddie about spot the ball. We've not given Eddie any heads up or anything, so he's blind to this just like everybody else. So I'm now going to show you the spot the ball. So all you got to do is pick a number and put it in the chat which one you think the ball is. So here we go.
By the way, be sensible. You've got one guess. No, tell a lie. You've got two guesses.
You can't have guess, five. Mr. B.
One. Oh, one guess. One.
You get
okay.
Yeah, you've got one guess, folks. So make sure you choose wisely, right? Choose wisely as to which one you think it is. And this is difficult. Let me tell you.
Oh, so, yeah, this is a good one.
Have a good look at that.
I thought I knew what it was, but then now my mind's changed because I'm looking at like where people are looking at as well.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. It's hard on this one.
What was this? Everton, wasn't it?
I'm saying nothing. This is for everybody to work out for themselves.
We had a good season.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I think they had that pink kit, didn't they, last season?
Pink? Isn't that what? My eyes that bad? Isn't that kit white?
No.
I think I can see Delph at number 17. I think that might be Everton, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry. Is that kit? Sorry, before we go, is that kit really pink?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Salmon, or you know.
I'm really hoping that my that the font that my color on my laptop's gone. I thought it was Tottenham. I thought it was white.
Right. Okay, folks. There we go. So just there you go, folks.
That was a great season. That a little bit later. Those memories already.
Go on, Mr. B.
All right, look, I know what mine is, but we'll save that for later. Guys, Solo, we see you in the chat as always. Thank you. Matthew Bassett, Bill Baggio, Vincent Bullock. We know that you don't have to be here with us on a Friday, but you are. So and Paddy, see you as well. It's all appreciated, man. Yeah, go. What you got?
Sorry, Matthew Bassett says, I can't even see the ball. Matthew, you know why? Because there's a ball in there, bro.
This is what I was saying.
I know.
You know what I mean? Welcome, Steve. Talk. It's Friday. Everybody's Friday night break, man. Everybody Friday night break. Let's get this show on the road. McLaren's back. Eddie, I did have some reservations in the beginning, but I think talked me round, to be honest. I'm not over the moon he's back, but I understand why he's back. What you telling me? What you thinking, Eddie?
I mean, with McLaren, right? We know that he's worked with Ten Hag before, hasn't he? He's worked with him, so they have some chemistry. And then we've also got to look at McLaren as a proper professional, because I hear people saying he may be the next Mike Phelan, and I'm thinking, where's this coming from? Because what has Mike Phelan won as a manager? We've got to put some respect on McLaren's name, because did he not win the Dutch league with FC 20? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we heard him doing the interviews, and he was sounding Dutch, doing his best accent. So obviously he knows the Dutch football way, right? He knows how to win. So immediately you got to think there's going to be chemistry there, because he's familiar with Ten Hag and familiar with winning in the Dutch league as well. So it makes sense that McLaren's going to come in and work with Ten Hag. That's what I see from this situation here. I think we've got to ignore, some of the check marks on his CV, like what happened with England. I think, was he the Wally with the Brolly? Wasn't he named as that guy? I think it was him. Yeah. So we've got to forget that banter and just focus on his chemistry with Ten Hag. So I think it makes sense in that kind of way. So I think this is a good move.
Sure.
I'm on the fence still, right? I'll be honest, because although McLaren did have that success, he's not been consistent ever since. I think this is the problem that I have. I think the flip side is he's got, like Eddie says, Ten Hag as the manager. He's coming in as assistant, which probably suits the formula better, which puts that bit of confidence in what might come from it. His tenure with us was only a few years. Like, people forget this. It wasn't like 6, 7, 8. He had a great time, and he was there during our, very, very pivotal moments in Manchester United's history. I'm on the fence. After everything that we've been through, after everything that I've witnessed, I'm on the fence until I see the team turn up and actually play football. So at the moment, we'll go with it, is my personal opinion. That's all I've got to say about.
TalkMU.
Listen, I'm really pleased, to be fair, about this this connection with, McLaren and Ten Hag. As Eddie pointed out, they know each other anyway. But the thing for me here is, what's going on here is that Ten Hag is bringing in somebody here who's got a connection to winning at the club. You know what I mean? McLaren has won at Manchester United with Sir Alex Ferguson. Now that's a huge benefit to Ten Hag. So when the players coming in, they know themselves who Steve McLaren is. They know he's won. He's involved in the treble. He's involved in what he won at 20 as well, and numerous other clubs that he's been at. So for me, it's a huge positive, and it's a very clever move. I know on the previous show, Phil was talking in a sort of similar way about this disappointment with McLaren coming to the club. So for me, it's a huge plus. And I mean, how could it be a negative to have somebody who, as a player, you can look at and go, wow, that's the guy who was involved in this club creating history. That's a big thing. It's a massive thing. And I know people, say, oh, I'm not so sure because of blah, blah, blah. Forget the Wally with the Brolly, right? Forget all the Dutch talking nonsense and all the rest of it. This guy, he knows when McLaren be using his Dutch accent. Look, this is the thing, see? That's the thing, Robbie. You know what I mean? We've got to just go, you know what? He can speak in a Dutch accent if it gets the boys, whoever it is, whoever's that in that team for that first game of the season, right? If they like to hear him speaking with a Dutch accent, I'm all for that. That's great. If he can put them in the right frame of mind to go out there and carry out the instructions that they're being asked and trained to do in order to get us victories. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
Can I say something? Do you think it's better that McLaren is a number 2? Because when he was head of the tree, he wasn't very good. I mean, obviously, when all the players always said he's coaching and his ideas, all right, they may be dated now, but the one thing that he does do, he moves around the world, goes to different places, learning different coaching strategies. The fact that he's a number 2, maybe, I think it shows that he doesn't have an ego. because he could have, you know, he's come back or number 2 or a number 3, depending on, I don't know what the pecking order is going to be with Ten Hag. But do you think that maybe the fact that he's actually not head of the tree now is going to benefit us as a club, and he's only going to have one job, which is going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be set pieces, but he's going to have a specific role given to him by the person above him, something for him to focus on.
Because he understands what Eric Ten Hag wants to do, because they've worked together. It's going to be another person that can communicate the philosophy. This is the thing, like, you don't want to just rely on one person to communicate the philosophy. You want reinforcement. You want your soldiers next to you, your lieutenants. This is what Eric Ten Hag's going to have. People like, we're going to get into Van der Gaag as well. These people that are going to reinforce his message, that can only be good. That can only be good. That's what I see.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Look, I think the thing is he was never going to get the actual outright manager's job, right? Wherever he's been, he's had good success, but looking at some of the statistics, you know, after doing a bit of research, he hasn't really had, you know, he's not in the higher percentile of winners as a manager, but as an assistant, he's had great success. So, you know, I'm going to reiterate what I said, really, that he'll come in, and really what Eddie's saying is right, because like Mike Phelan, coaching football is set up differently now. You know, it's like they've used the American football coaching system. You've got a defensive coach, an attacking coach, a midfield coach, a coach for what goes in your mouth, etc., what you eat, etc. You know, like what you drink, what you're doing, what type of car you go and buy. There's a coach for absolutely everything at Man United. So hopefully Steve McLaren, the assistant coach, can actually sort them out as well.
Yes.
You know what? The other part of this is again something that's been lacking at the club, which is quite obvious, right? For what McLaren will be good at is communicating the ideas. Now, there's ways that you can do that. Some people can do that really well, and Steve McLaren has got, in my opinion, that ability to get to know the players and get inside their heads and understand. Because this is not just like a one size fits all. You have to speak to each player individually. You have to, they're like a social chameleon. You know what I mean? You got to become what they want you to be, and then you have to communicate it in the way that they feel comfortable with, and understand. So this is what, for me, this one of the big pluses from this appointment will be, not just the knowledge that the guy's got about football and everything I'm aforementioned about what he did with the club and everything else. There is that also, and that's a huge thing, because as we know, that is Sir Alexon's buzzword, is communication. You know what I mean? So for me, I can't see anything other than, it being a successful period for him, however long that be at the club. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But getting the club off in the right mindset early on, is going to be so key to Eric Ten Hag. His tenure be successful, because if you have a slow start at a massive club like Man United, with everything that we all know about, the expectation, what are Man City are doing, what Liverpool are doing, the questions the players will be asking themselves, oh, can we get up to that level? Oh, can we do this? Can we do that? You get away from all that early on, right, by having a really great start. I'm not saying win stuff, but just having a great start on the field, coming off the pitch, feeling proud, feeling great about yourself, that you've played really well. You've gone out there, you've done, the manager praises you and says, excellent work, lads, we're going in the right direction. You get that early on, the rest going forward look after itself. And that's where then, all the signings and everything else and the youth will start to. Also, that's another aspect of it that we didn't really mention, is the connection that McLaren may have in terms of how he may be able to work with the youth and work with Ten Hag in that kind of, being the buffer sort of, because Eric Ten Hag is going to have enough on his plate dealing with the first team, that he's going to need somebody who he knows he can trust to give him an opinion and a straight answer to a question. Is this kid ready? Does he, if I give him this opportunity, is he ready for it? And I believe that McLaren will be in a good position to answer that correctly.
Yeah, I've just got to reiterate real quickly that the importance of McLaren being at the club before and working on working with the Don, Sir Alex. That's a big thing. He's going to have the memory of the winning mentality under Sir Alex. So he's going to bring that in, and like TalkMU saying, he's going to have the better communication to relay the message of what it used to be like as well. Like when he was on a winning team, you can't underestimate that kind of experience that he's had on the Sir Alex Ferguson. That's a big thing. And I just got to say real quick, I really hope we have next season where it's not pressure of getting top 4. It's just let's get the formula right.
Let's get the
formula right. Let's get the football going, and then next season, put on the objectives of the top 4 and all that. Because imagine trying to go for top 4 straight away, and it's just pressure.
Yeah,
you need to communicate, because the guys don't know how to play football right now. This is the thing. We have to build the blocks properly.
So Eddie, what position would you be happy with? Finishing realistically? Talk was talking about avoiding relegation the other day, but I think he had a contaminated chocolate.
No, Mr. B, you know what I meant by that. It was just like, it's a simple thing, it's like a bit of a kind of tongue in cheek when you say just keep us in the league, because damn well we're going to keep us in the league. But what I would say is, if Erik ten Hag, with the backing of the board, right, if these comes again, communication has happened, is give this team, when he assembles it and we go through pre-season and he starts to see them working and doing the things that he's asking, give them an achievable target, right, which is not
which would be, because I'll be honest, I don't want us finishing any lower than we are. The position that we finished this season, I'm expecting Ten Hag to improve our squad.
Well,
and improve.
Yeah, but again, Mr. B, this is the thing: if he gives them an achievable target, which for them, they're looking at everything that is going on around them, everything that we've just talked about. He gives them an easily achievable target. There is a high possibility that we will overachieve, because that pressure is not there from the outset of saying, like Eddie said, you've got to get top 4.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But you've got to see where we are as a club and what we're used to doing. Look, we don't.
But it's not worked, Mr. B. It hasn't worked.
No, I understand that talk. But if we finish 9th next season, see, silence, Jesus Christ.
If we finish 9th, no. If we finish 9th next season,
I know what Mr. B's saying. There's got to be like a minimum target as well. So you're keeping, what do you call it? You're keeping structure to your objectives, and I hear that. But we've got to look at how bad the team is. The team is so bad. I mean, it's been like this season where we've lost by like 3 or 4 goals. Where that's been the most times we've lost by that many deficits. I hear that, but really, this is where the Glazers have got to really back the manager. I'm expecting at least 4 signings, a spine that Ten Hag can bring in to influence the team, because we all know from the spine that conducts all the kinds of influence you need, right? That's the only chance he has of really playing that football. I was watching the last 2 games he's played with Ajax. That kind of high press football. I mean, Ten Hag is going to have to come in and really adapt to this league, because he's not going to be able to play high press football with this kind of team. He's going to have to respect certain teams, because we've got the Big 6. We've got people like Brighton that have schooled us. So there's got to be a season where you allow him to adapt. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we've just got to focus on the football. But as a minimum target, I don't know, maybe something like top 7, just to be
exactly,
just to be realistic, because
that's an overachievable target, Eddie.
Do you think that's overachievable, though, Talk? Really?
Hold on, Mr. B. Listen to me. This is what I'm saying. Look, he's bringing it. He's going to assemble. We're going to keep certain players. We know that, which is what Eddie just said about the spine, right? The players that are coming in, they know exactly what's just happened this gone season for the club the size of Manchester United. Not acceptable, right? So they're already going to be under pressure, because they're like, whoa, that's bad. That is bad. Right? They know about everything else. So, like I say, if his remit is, is get us into any European spot. This is what I was going to say, Eddie, exactly what you just said. I was going to say the same thing. From 7th upwards, if you give them that target, there is a high possibility that we will overachieve, just simply because also the type of football that we're going to be playing is going to be akin to, you know, the Liverpool, Manchester City, a bit of a mixture of both in a way. And that.
Oh, don't look! You're gonna look. You're making
no.
you're putting a big smile on my face. Talk.
Yeah, that's what we want to put a smile on your faces to be. But for me, that in itself, you know, we all know anyone who's played, you know, when you play football, you go out there when you're playing. I've said this many times. When you're playing fast attacking football and you're winning and it's providing results, and you come off that pitch feeling buzzed and you know, oh, that was great. It gives you energy. It gives you energy. It gives you hunger. That's where the hunger and the desire and the energy comes from, because you can't wait to get out again and do it. This is what happens with Liverpool when you see Liverpool playing. Then that Liverpool team are so eager to get out on that pitch and do their thing, because it's almost like a, you know, it's like they're training for a marathon, so to speak. You know, they get up there and they love it. You know, people get addicted to running. People get addicted to jogging. These players get addicted to that buzz of going out there, playing a fast-paced football, which they know inevitably is going to get them results and make them winners. And for me, that's where we're going to be at, bro.
There's a few things, aren't there, talk like got to get the right signings in the summer. It's a big thing. I think obviously where the outs are going to be, you know, the players that are going out, shall I say, you know, the outgoing players, are still some big players to fill gaps in to a certain degree in terms of having a bit of depth in the squad of that quality, regardless. They haven't obviously performed, but we know that it's in their lockers. You still need to replace those sort of fringe players that we've got at the moment that might not be first team throughout the whole of the season. You know, there's still about 11 players that we need.
No, we don't. Come on.
Listen. Wait, hold on. Here, let me justify something to you. Let me justify something to you, yeah? How many injuries have we had this season consistently, right? I'm not trying to like say it for the sake of saying it. We need 11 players. We need another left back. We need another right back. We need 2 centre backs. We need 2 central midfielders. Maybe
we don't need 2 centre backs. We don't need 2 centre backs.
Varane,
we need one.
Varane's great. He doesn't play every game. Listen. We need players that don't get injured. Even though Maguire's had his niggles and whatever, he doesn't get injured, right? So look, that's all I'm saying anyway about Maguire. But we still need another back four. Backup back four.
Oh, that's too.
No, but I'm being serious. Think about it realistically.
How can we need
our wingers haven't performed. Our midfield hasn't performed.
Yeah, okay.
Our defense hasn't performed. So at the moment, you got Ronaldo, De Gea, right?
Okay.
Then
so
you got your subs.
That this coach coming in, this coach who's coming in, who's got all of these ideas, is it going to be able to improve any of these players?
I'm not saying that, but what I'm trying to say to you is we have issues that are just wider than just a few players, is what I'm trying to say. We've got issues that go back to players that have got consistent injury issues. Even if Tuanzebe and Tendon Mengi come back in, they've both got problems, right? There's still issues that are, I don't think, justifiably rectified in one window, right? Which we can all agree on. The expectation still as a club, as a board, as shareholders, as fans, as players in terms of performance should always be the top 4. We're not Manchester United Europa League, although we are at the moment, you know. But the point is that if these players want to win the big things, you know, you don't go into a World Cup thinking you're going to not win the World Cup. You know, that's the elite performance.
I hear that.
That's the elite performance. It's the elite mentality, and this is the mentality of Manchester United. This is the elite mentality of our fans. This is the expectation we have. And we should all live and breathe with every day, right? And Ten Hag is obviously coming in to change that mentality. But like you're saying about expectations talk, I think you're right. You know, it's going to be 7 6s in terms of the league. And then if we achieve 4, then that's an overachievement. But then are we doing false pat on the backs like we did for when we finished second in the COVID season? Do you know,
But don't forget, Charles. Also, we've not mentioned the cup competitions that we will be, you know, the League Cup, FA Cup, and also wherever we do finish with. If we end up in the Europa League, them cup there, right there, them themselves are going to aid, you know, Ten Hag's plan and what he wants to do with the team and give players these players also that we're bringing in, the ones that maybe, you know, the free agents that we were talking about on the stream the other day, you know, the kind of, yeah, it's worth a punt sort of players, because you're going to bring them players in to set a standard. If they don't reach that standard, there's no huge contracts to pay out. There's no, you know, they're not going to take these like free agents and give them stupid contracts like the last guy in charge was doing, Judge. That's not how it's going to roll. Do you know what I mean? So it's all, for me, everything that is being mooted at the moment and talked about, and for me, it's all pointing in the right direction. And again, yeah, okay, look, we may be getting, you know, we're all getting excited. But it's going to take time. Of course, it is going to take time. We may even see, you know, might be like a bottle of Coke that's been shaken up. You take the top off and whoosh, and then all of a sudden it just goes flat. We may well see that. We may see that in the first season.
Hopefully they chuck a couple of Mentos in it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? We might, but no, on a serious note, we may see that. We may see a first season under Erik ten Hag and we're like, whoa, what's going on here? But then the next season, it might go a little bit flat. But this is where the patience is going to have to come in, because, you know, we are going to see it's going to be an up and down for at least two, maybe 3 seasons. But it's that, for me, it's all about.
I don't think it's going to take that long. I wouldn't like to think that our club is going to be up and down for another 3 years. I want to see. I would accept 1 year of higgledy-piggledy business, but by the second year, I'm not going to be funny. I'm going to be expecting that style of play to be implemented at the club. The players who fail, because let's be honest, he's not going to be able to get rid of all the players that we think are shit. I want him to be able to try and coach these players, give the ones who we feel can coach, and if he can't, get them out.
I mean, that's what we've seen already. Is that I've got to look at like the fact that the fitness is not there. When I was on my own channel, I was looking at the fact that with a pre-season, the players are going to get the fitness in that pre-season, yeah. But then we've got to see how many players that Ten Hag can get in. He's going to be dealing with a lot of these players that are there that don't really have the IQ, yeah, for really doing the possession. Because we can't forget that this team has been under the influence of counter-attacking football for 5 seasons. Jose and Ole have been playing counter-attacking football. This is why I think, Mr. B, you were saying, okay, maybe it won't take that long. Yeah, you say we're saying like about one season to see like the football come through. We have to be more patient, because you can't just learn it that quickly, isn't it? It's going to take seasons.
And this is what
see what Klopp did as well, because we're going to be playing similar football to what he's tried to implement there. It took him a couple of seasons to get them going, to get them fit, to get his spine in, to get people on the wings, to get defenders. We're going to have to be really patient. It may take more than just next season as well.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the up and down. It is going to be up and down. There's no two ways about it. But during that process of going up and down, there will be a level that Ten Hag will be able to get us to, you know, once he gets rid of X player, Y player, this player. Do you know what I mean? Let's get rid of that. Sorry, let's just get rid of that covering up Eddie there.
Sorry, Eddie. That was my fault.
There you go. Okay, folks, before we forget, this is our spot the ball. You know how it works. One of those numbers is the correct number where the ball is. Okay. You've got one guess. So give us a guess in the chat which one you think it is. Okay. And I'm going to go through the panel. That's the panel now. And you've got one guess. So you give me a guess now, and that's your guess. So Mr. B, which one do you think it is, bro?
I'm going to go number 1.
Number 1. Okay. SHAH, which one do you think it is, bro?
I'm saying number 2.
Okay. Eddie?
Yeah, I'm going with number 1 as well.
Yes. Number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So talk. Are you? Box has got. Yeah, go on. I'll let you finish. Go on.
I was going to say Box has got 4. Vincent's got 2. Bill Baggio's got 2. Solo is saying number 1. What was you going to say, Mr. B?
Make sure you guys in the chat have only got one guess, please.
Yeah.
So if you've decided what you've decided now, it doesn't change. So we'll work out who wins it at the end. No multiple choices. Before we go any further as well, I noticed who was it? Mr. Baggio. I see TMUA at the end of your name. Do you know what, bruv? That means a lot to us on the channel. Appreciate it. Big up for that, man.
Big up Bill.
MWK 360. Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the chat. I cannot speculate on what you have said here. Whether it's a wind up or not, I have absolutely no idea, but I'll post it and I'm sure somebody will Google that and let us know. We've done the McLaren. We've done spot the ball. I've covered your face again, Eddie. Sorry, bruv. 1 second.
That's all right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So,
nice one.
let me just go through because Matt from Football United TV has gone for number 5. So, and Mark 360, I'm going to say Mark. There's no A, but it's easier for me to say it. Is going for number 2. So we've got some interesting. We need to just highlight them. Let's just give them a quick. There we go. Highlight. Yeah, carry on, Mr. B.
Newcastle. Obviously, we knew the situation with Jesse Lingard. We knew he was leaving. Linked to Newcastle in January. Bit upset that he didn't go. It's found out today, been released a little bit earlier on, that Newcastle have actually turned down Lingard now because of his excessive wage demands. Opinions, Eddie?
I really don't get that. Like, aren't Newcastle supposed to have these Saudi millions and billions, all that kind of money coming in, and they don't want to take Lingard? Did they not see him at West Ham? That he was like Bruno at West Ham, getting all them goals and assists last season on loan. I'm thinking, what's going on there? And then just looking at like Lingard, I'm thinking that if he wants to really get out, why is it the culture where it's like, a player's got to be strictly on that wage? If you really want to go, how about you take a pay cut? How about you negotiate? Why you got to stick to that wage? Because we know with Matt Judge and whoever was really controlling the contracts, it's like they've been overpriced. And I heard on on Saeed TV with Nuruddin, he was saying Matt Judge was overpricing the signings so that when they're on the stock market, the value would go up for the stocks in the club. That's why a lot of people are overpriced. That's what I heard. That kind of makes sense because it's like, why would you overprice all these guys? So many guys are overpriced. It's ridiculous. But
I don't know about that because at the time, all the transfers were mad. Like transfers were ridiculous.
Yeah,
like Mbappe, 250 million. I mean, like you had them other players.
That's an actually good player though. But
Coutinho went for 120 to Barcelona from Liverpool.
Well, we saw what he was doing at Liverpool though. He was a lot of players.
What I'm trying to say is at that time, before this pandemic, those kind of players were all getting priced at those market rates. I think.
Okay. Well,
that's my opinion. I don't know.
People like Lingard should be priced that high, right? Because he's not our Coutinho, is he? He's not kind of that level.
He's better.
He's
better than Coutinho.
Well, I bet you one of the guys that are saying he's Messi Lingard and all that. Yeah. But seriously, like I'm just hoping some of these guys just take pay cuts because what else are they going to do? Like, how else are they going to go? I think, was it Lingard's contract? Does that end soon, actually? I forgot about his contract.
Done. 30th of June, he walks out of the club. He's gone.
So, this is the big thing. The club, the Glazers have got to take losses on certain players because they've messed up with overpricing them. They've not read the market in terms of, looking at what other big teams price their teams at. Therefore, we can't do proper transfers. So a lot of people are going to have to just walk out. Lingard, I'm not going to miss him, to be honest, because he's been like that kind of guy that's kind of valued a celebration before he scores goals. I hate that that's ridiculous, childish culture. I mean, we know about the Mr. Bean stuff, So if Man United make a loss on him, so be it. He's just got to leave and do better for himself as well.
Sure.
Yeah. I think with Jesse, look, he's had his ups and downs. Full stop. I've met him a few times after matches. He's always been nice. He's been pleasant. When he's played for us in big games, he's performed under Mourinho. He had his great times, right? And I think Mourinho, for me personally, when someone like Jose Mourinho chooses you as a player to entrust you, he trusts in what you can do. If you fall out of that, then something's gone wrong. Especially with Mourinho, because he only likes players that give 110% and listen to what he says. I think there was just that time periods where different managers, different players coming in, and him not probably being being the player that he could have been for us, which he was for West Ham, and he showed that in that freedom kind of role that he has. He can do what he wants, and when he becomes the centre of the game and the play, I think you see a better Jesse Lingard. I don't think Newcastle would have given that to him, to be honest with you. I think, I believe Emma in the chat said, that you might go to West Ham, and I think that's probably a good decision. But I think that's where it'll go. It's a shame.
Are they going to pay him 150 grand a week?
Potentially, yeah. They were close this year to competing. There was even a point when they were close to being in the top 4.
Okay, so if he goes to West Ham, goes to West Ham, just got a quick question. If he goes to West Ham for 150 grand a week, Declan Rice is on pence at the moment. Isn't that going to be causing some sort of chaos?
I think Declan Rice, if he stays, will be given a bumper contract.
Yeah, but he's not going to stay. They want to give the man an 8-year contract. Are they taking the mickey?
But that, Mr. B, I know what you're saying, but listen, West Ham, if they do that, it's going to be like, the reason why they're going to do that is, and I don't think Declan Rice will do that, because we're going to get into the Haaland situation then, where it's like, well, no, Declan Rice will want to move. You don't want to be that price tag, because you cannot price a lot of teams out to buying him, because on top of that you got to pay the wages. So what you want to do is, do a Haaland, which is like, go, if he's going to stay, do like what Mbappe may do at Paris Saint-Germain. Say, okay, listen, if you're going to offer me shed loads of money, I'll stay for another season or 2, depending, the age. It suits Declan Rice because of his age to stay maybe another 2 seasons for West Ham, which the vision for West Ham, as it stands, I suppose would suit them. But he's not. I don't think him and his agent are going to fall into the trap of them saying sign for 8 years, and then we can then negotiate a massive transfer fee, because he's going to go, nah, how does that work? That doesn't benefit me, because who's going to give me, let's just say he gets injured, has a crap season, then comes into the second season, and it's, not quite working out for him, and it's a bit slow. They have a change of manager, everything starts to go south. Where does he stand then? Do you know what I mean? This is about current value. You maintain a really high value, you want to keep that for yourself. So for him, I don't see him signing a huge contract like that, if I'm honest. Or if he does, it'll be under the caveat that, no, look, it might be that, in the media and all the rest of it for the fans and all of what have you. But in reality, after 2 seasons, if I want out, I just go, and that's it. I'm done. There'll be a fee that we will agree to through him and his agent for me to be released to another club, so that he can get the best for him. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it, for players?
You know what? Yeah, it just makes me think of like how so many players are like just overpriced now, because obviously a team can just like dictate what they think their player is worth to them. I just keep thinking about all these 100 million signings, like Grealish, Lukaku, all the people that just like it seems like it just seems like that price tag is going to make that the price tag is going to make them flop, and it's like. With Rice, it seems like they're going to overprice him, and any club that buys him, it's going to be like something ridiculous of like 100 billion, where he's just going to feel too much pressure. So with him, like I hope he has a good agent, because we've seen like with Kane, he's had his brother do some negotiating with
screw him over, boy.
He got screwed, didn't he? So. There's a lot of players that have family do their deals now. I think they might reconsider after like what Kane's been through, because imagine Kane goes through his career with not winning anything, and he may break Alan Shearer's scoring tally
and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be criminal, wouldn't it? But,
That would be mad.
Look, my opinion in terms of the Lingard thing with Newcastle, I mean, look, just listen. As we know, Jesse annoyed me when he did the West Ham thing. We've already been through all that. So for Newcastle, I don't know what kind of wages he's been asking for, but for
150 grand a week.
Okay, so 150 a week. I mean, is that huge wages in today's market? I don't think so. Not for a
Plus
player
signing on fee
who can bring in what Jesse Lingard could take to Newcastle. It makes us then now realise that what the way Newcastle are doing it is that they don't want to start off in that vein of going right.
Yeah, but I think that's a great idea.
Well, yeah, of course it is for Newcastle. That means that they're, this is where Eddie Howe the other day was talking about all of, the transfer market and the financial fair play is, we're not going to do it like that. Newcastle are going to do it in a way that is organic, so to speak. Slow and steady wins the day. So I think Newcastle have got their sights fixed on long term rather than trying to buy short term success that may not be, they may not be able to sort of keep going. You know what I mean? They might not be able to keep it going even if they do buy it, and it can be very damaging to the club if you go down that route and it doesn't work. So I think they've got the right people in at Newcastle at the moment to do this. So for me, what does that tell us about the wage structure then at Newcastle? Do you know what I mean?
More the wage structure at bloody Old Trafford, for freak's sake.
Yeah. Well,
that's more what it says. I mean, we got players that we that can't go to another club even if they want to go because they're taking a pay cut.
Ridiculous.
Excuse me.
I mean, we've got to look at that. Man United, have only really made a profit on people like Dan James. That's shocking. In terms of the amount of signings that we paid, I mean, they've made 15 million on top of Dan James. It's like we're going to be letting Pogba walk out. We're going to be letting Lingard walk out, and then this it's just ridiculous. This is why it's like this is the time for the Glazers to really renovate the team. They're gonna have to take some losses now this season to the point where we can buy in certain players, that are right for the team, especially like getting in younger players too that we can grow with Eric Ten Hag's experience as a coach, and then if they need to be sold, we can make profit. This has got to be the next season's got to be the season of really renovating the policy, because this whole overpricing and everything, like we're saying, players can't leave. Players can't leave, and then they get toxic, and then we see the whole soap opera with Lingard's brother talking about dissing the team that we're going to be apparently in Conference League and stuff like that. It's like this has got to stop, man.
This is just the beginning of them kind of social media posts. Everything that we're experiencing now in this digital world, it will be in the metaverse. They'll be doing little videos in the metaverse in 2 years' time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, crikey. Do you know what? Yeah, you know what, Shah? Something you just said there, and that is something that we do need to consider. It is, the metaverse. What impact could that have on football?
What the fuck are you talking about? What is metaverse? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So basically, what's going on at the moment, Mr. B? Like Facebook and all these companies, social media companies, and posts, they're creating a virtual world at the moment. It's actually live. You can go into it right now.
Yeah. We're in the metaverse now. What we're doing is metaverse as well. It's like all the online stuff where it's virtual.
You know what? Yeah, I beg, please. You know what? I've had a hard week. I asked the question.
You're listening. Let me just blow your mind now, right? In about maybe 2 seasons or 3 seasons time, these streams that we're doing right now, right? You're going to be doing these on a VR headset in a virtual environment, and all the people who are watching are going to be there with us in like an avatar form. Talk, and that's going to blow your mind, Mr. B.
Bruv, you know what?
You'll be going from cans to your head to cans over your eyes.
Yes. And it's amazing, Mr. B. VR, let me tell you this, VR is absolutely top draw me.
Do you know what? I'm sorry, man. This is all too. Maybe my son. That's his generation. I'm sorry, man.
So we're going to get to a point, where we're doing these kind of shows, and then all the comments will be just like, we're here people heckling, like we're on stage.
Yes.
And we're trying to talk.
No. We can't. We'll have 007 heckling us through the whole bloody show. No, we couldn't have that.
Yeah.
We couldn't have that.
Liverpool fan.
Love that guy. He kills us every night. He kills us, man. And you know what? We've got no backup, man. No backup. Talk. Get this thing up again, please, guys. If you are still here and you're new to the chat, and you haven't had your vote, your one vote, please, guys, take your screen, because if you got it on a mobile, you're not going to see it. You won't see it. But choose a number. We've all had our numbers in. We've all had our ideas and our opinions. Get your numbers in the chat. If you are in the chat, don't be silent. Just say hi. We don't bite. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button as well. Finally, there we go. Look, we've got a few more ones in here. Start these talk for me, please, bro. I'll start those for you.
I mean, I've seen quite a few people saying 2. If it's 2, then De Gea can't be a keeper next season for me. Look where his hands are.
This is where he flapped it. Innit? And then
if it's 2, that means De Gea is trying to head the ball.
Okay. So Matthew Bassett's box with number 4. Bill Baggio's trying to cheat. Bill, come on, bro. You don't need to cheat, bro. Give me a number. Phil Palmer's in the building. You'll be up, Phil. Give us a number, Phil. Which number represents where the ball is? Yeah, it's as simple as that. And I think, that's about it. And Vincent Bullock saying number 2. Okay. So, is there any other business, Mr. B, before we start to wind up?
Yeah, just one more. Just a little bit of good news.
Go on.
Just hearing that, obviously, we've all seen Garnacho this season. He's impressed. He's in line for a new bumper contract. I'd just like to say well done to him, to the youth team for putting a big smile on this old man's face, because we haven't had much to joy about. So it's just obviously Garnacho, just to say well done and congratulations for his new contract. Well earned from me. You guys' opinion on our mini Ronaldo?
Wow, you're putting that pressure on him already.
It's only because he does. It's only because he does the celebration. I tried to do it the other day, boy, and all now, boy, I can still feel my knees doing it. So no.
I'll ask a question, right? What influence do you think Ten Hag may have had in this?
Not much. I don't think he's had much. I think that Ralph has a lot to do with it, because he's moved him. He's trained. He made him train with the first team. He's seen. Don't forget, we know what Ralph does. He sees things, and he knows. So the fact that he brought him up, I think that is more why. And then obviously his progression now at his level, he's been called up to the Argentina squad. He does deserve. I think he does deserve a pay rise. So yeah, fair play to him. Super Nick, we see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, man.
Yo, big up Super Nick.
Yes, big up Super Nick.
You know Super Nick, do you, Edda?
Yeah. I've seen him on Twitter and had a bit of an interaction. But yeah, big up to everyone watching. Hopefully everyone's hitting the likes. It's been a good show.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice.
With Garnacho, it's quite exciting. Just quickly, obviously Elanga took precedent, stepped up into the first team, and there was a big gap actually in the academy, the reserves. Once Elanga had stepped up, Garnacho literally, once he got his opportunity, him and Fernandez down the left, man, their partnership's unbelievable. It's going to be exciting to see Fernandez come through as well in that left back position. I'm telling you, that guy's going to bang some goals and put some balls in.
I'll tell you who I thought was I really like this kid, young Robbie Manu. Yeah. He was, that kid's he's got a bright future. And again, if Erik Ten Hag can find the right clubs for these youngsters to go to at the right time, I think, going forward, we are going to have a continual supply of players that we can bring back who are going to be ready, because we've got so much talent in our youth. And, I mentioned it when I did the watch along for the Youth Cup final. We are Man United, since that going back to 1937, over 4,000 games at youth level. The only team that comes close to us is Everton. They've had 1,000, and that's over 20 years. So ours, for Man United, this is what we talk about when we say youth, courage, and greatness. That's where it all comes from. So that's something I'm really proud of as a Manchester United
to that, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I just wish we saw more of these players in these last few games that have been dead rubber games. I know when I've been on here, when I've preached about the youth, you know, people like Errol, I think Mr. B was saying, you know, it might be a toxic atmosphere for the players to come in. But when we saw the first team get battered against Brighton, I'm like, I would have rather seen the youth and see what they can do. It's like, obviously that's hindsight, but it's like we've got to see more of these guys get just put into this atmosphere anyway, because it's going to be toxic for a long time. It is going to be.
It's not going to be toxic.
It's going to be, because it's been 10 years of being in the wilderness. It's going to be toxic still. So I would have liked to see some more of the youth come through, so they're exposed to it and can maybe build some resilience. And obviously then Ten Hag could have seen a bit more of maybe some of these youths and see how they could have taken to the water in some of these games. Because he's not going to learn anything off Man United's first team getting battered against Brighton. That was disgraceful. That was disgraceful. We got fucked, I thought Ten Hag was managing Brighton with the possession that they had. It was ridiculous, man. Oh, man. Well, big up the youth anyway. Big up the youth.
Okay. Right. Listen, folks, I think we're getting to that time now where we've got to wrap this one up, but it's been an absolutely marvellous show, Mr. B. And now then, as you all know, let me just get rid of that banner. So 1 second. Where is it? Oh, no, it's a comment, actually. It's not a banner. It's a comment. Sorry, Emma. I'm just going to remove that for a second whilst... There we go. Oh, again. Right. Before we go, folks, this is your last opportunity to give us your number, which ball you think is in the shot. Which number is it? Let me know before we wrap. And I'm going to reveal it shortly. Let me just go see if there's anybody else with any numbers. I can't see any just yet. I'll give you a second. So we've had everybody on the panel's guesses. Vincent's sticking with number 2. Super Nick and Stumpy, give us a number, bro. Come on, which one is it? Give us a. You've got about 10 seconds. Bill Baggio, Stumpy Candle, stop saying £. Pound sign. Where's that then? You're gonna send us in any money, bro? Yeah, I can send you on a postal order.
He's watching that on the Mondi's phone.
Oh, Emma K saying number 4. Super Nick saying number 2. Ooh, okie dokie. Right, folks. Oh, Stumpy's saying number 3. Okie dokie, folks. Right, here we go. Well, hold on a minute. Vincent's saying the pound sign means number 3. Who put the pound sign? Stumpy. Are you saying number 3, Stumpy?
Yeah, I think it's got number 3. Yeah, it's 3. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
can't
listen,
wait for this now. There's so much suspense built up by TalkMU right now. Let's see. Come on. Which one is it?
The actual where the number where the ball is, folks, is actually number 3.
Oh.
Yes, it's number 3.
I was going to say number 3 before, by the way, but you won't believe me. Well, I changed my mind.
Why was you going to say number 3, though, Eddie, man? What? If you look at the picture and you look at the body shape of the guy who's put and the game is Sheffield United, by the way, and you look at the corner, he's coming in. You see the ball there, number 3, and I don't know why. But this is why I did this particular one, because I seen when I did it, the players looking nowhere near the ball. And I'm like, yeah that'll throw everybody off.
Yeah, because the player, who's it? I can't even see.
Martial.
Yeah. What is Martial looking at?
He's looking at number 1. That's what I was looking at. And then I think Godson. Is it? What's his name? What's the guy? What's the defender for Everton against G? Is it Godson?
It's not.
No, it's not Everton.
It's Sheffield Wednesday. It's Sheffield United.
Oh, is it? Okay, but yeah, Martial and the guy in front of him are looking at number 1.
I'll just say something. Look at Maguire, man. Maguire's just pushing the player in front of him, not even jumping.
And it actually did result in a goal. It did result in a goal. And the guy who's just jumping up there next to David De Gea is the guy who flicks it in. He gets
Oh
he
my
gets the
gosh!
touch.
See,
Oh wow.
So there you go, folks. Yes,
Guys,
that's
look.
right, Stumpy. You've won a goldfish, bro. We can't send it in the post though, because when you get it, it'll be dry. You know what I mean? You don't want
oh
dry
mate,
fish.
Oh man. So who actually got 3? Who actually got that right? Just Stumpy.
It was Stumpy and who else was it? Stumpy. Somebody else said number 3. I'm sure they did.
did Vincent say number 3? No, Vincent said number 2.
No, I think
Ooh,
It was only Stumpy.
Yeah, it was only Stumpy who got it.
Well,
So big up
Stumpy,
Stumpy.
congratulations, man. You are
Stumpy flying solo.
Well
Yeah.
done, Stumpy.
Well
Get
done,
in touch
man.
with
Well
Errol.
done.
He'll send you your prize, bro. Errol will send you your prize.
Your dry goldfish. With
Yeah.
that, guys, look. Where can we find you, Eddie, man? Where can we find you, bruv?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. I hope everyone's liking and subscribing. This was a good show. Yeah, if you want to come and see what I've got on my channel, you find me at Eddie's Football Waffle on YouTube. My latest video is looking at like Ten Hag and how he, won the 36th in the league with Ajax, and I was just reacting to certain tactics that he's been doing. Yeah, so follow me on there, and thanks again for having me on.
Shah, I know where we can find you, Shah. So I'm not even going to ask that. Talk.
Yes,
big respect for that watch along, man. The Youth Cup final, you did the biz. I'm going to make it public. Very, very impressed with that.
I'm
man.
blushing, bro. I'm blushing, bro. Don't make me blush, bro.
All
Listen,
you guys go on, I'll let you finish. Sorry, brother.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. Listen, I just want to thank everybody who's again comes and supports us in the channel. We can't do it without you. You know what I mean? You're just as much a part of this as everybody as we are. And I do want to highly recommend Eddie's channel. Go and check it out.
Thank you.
Go and check out Eddie's channel out. Give him some support. Go and give him a bit of love, some subscribes, because it's well worth it. Eddie's Football Waffle on YouTube. Can't miss it. So go and do that for us. And Shah, yeah, big up Shah as always, bro, and Eddie.
Big up,
guys. I'm not sure if we've got a day off tomorrow, or Sunday, but if we haven't, you know the time. It's gonna be 8:30. So this was me, Mr.
Wait, Mr. B. There was one thing before we do go this weekend. No points dropped. Sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
No depression this week.
Have a great weekend. The sun's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Guys, enjoy your weekend. This was us on the takeaway, man. Take it easy, bye.